right there. Right here, Jake's going to see that it's zone coverage. Instead of running out of the zone, he's going to squat right in the middle of it. He's going to split the defenders, and he makes a huge play getting all the way to the 1-yard line. Right here, when I see a big, tall tight end in high school, I want to see if he can block, and he absolutely wrecks this kid on this play. That's great effort. And you're going to see another great effort play on this block right here. Watch him finish out this block. He's going to drive him all. All right, guys, like I said, I have the number one player in the state of Tennessee and the number one ranked tight end in the nation, Jake Briningstool. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Man, it's no problem at all. You're an absolute stud. I'm excited. So, Jake, let's start with this, man. Can you tell me about your upbringing, like growing up in Tennessee? When did you start playing football? And, like, just tell me if what it was like.
Yeah, so I grew up in Michigan, so because my dad played at Michigan State, so we lived there till I was like 10, and then we moved down here. But started playing football in fourth grade. It's like the earliest you could play it. So as early as I could go, I started going. So it's fourth grade we started, and then just ever since then, just always loved football and always loved the game and always loved hitting people and stuff like that. So yeah.
So how cool is it to be so highly recruited? Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about just the idea that you can say you were the best player in the state of Tennessee. Like, how does that feel?
No, yeah, sometimes it's definitely surreal. Sometimes it doesn't even feel real. But yeah, it's definitely a blessing from God. I didn't do anything to earn any of this, so it's definitely thank you to him. But it's cool to know that younger people look up to you and that you're an example for other people. And I just want to be a good example. So
Absolutely, and that's such a cool thing to hear you say, because I
mm-hmm.
think that it's important for people in your position to know that there's kids that you don't know, you've never met, you've never seen that are looking up to you, and that's really
Uh-huh.
cool. You're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the whole process of recruiting? Because I've had people on the show that said like they enjoyed it, and I've had some people say like I hated it.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's definitely been parts that I've hated, but I would say the overall recruiting process was a good time for me and a memorable time, and I had a lot of good memories of it.
So you ultimately committed to Clemson. What made you choose Clemson? Because like you said, you grew up in Michigan State or in Michigan because your dad played at Michigan State. And what people, might not realize is your dad had a decent position coach. I mean, people might know who he is.
Yeah.
You've ever heard of Nick Saban? I don't know.
No, yeah. Clemson, I visited, the first time I ever visited was in the summer for their camp, and I was just blown away by the coaches, how they treated me, my family. They gave us great treatment from like the second we stepped on to the second we left. So I could just tell that the love that they had for me and for just everything is pretty high, and they're really like just good with like all the recruits and how they treated us, and then from then we just kept on going down the recruiting trail, and then there was obvious that you could stand out. Like their facilities are definitely like really nice, but outside of like the stuff like that, like their coaches are real genuine people, and they just actually are like like father figures in my life and stuff. And one of the things they highlighted when we were there for the junior day is that they're more worried about how like the outcome of the man from when he walked in to how they come out at the end rather than just being a football player. So that really stood out to me, and how Coach Swinney incorporates God into the program is also, I like that a lot too. So.
And that's awesome. You hear the same thing for basketball at Duke. Coach K really pushes. It's more about just the game of basketball, and it's more about the growing of an individual and becoming a young man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can kind of see the correlation when you treat people the right way. They want to work hard for you, so that's why I think both of those programs are up at the top of their game.
Absolutely. Did you ever get to meet Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I met him when I was on my visit. We talked in the little like cafe area.
Was that cool?
They get their food and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't know he was that big. He's a big dude.
I mean, and that's you saying that you're 6'6", you know what I mean?
Yeah, we looked right eye to eye.
No, that would just be such a cool moment that you're like in a way I've kind of made it. Like you're talking to a quarterback who is one of the best quarterback, kids coming out in past 20 years. You know what I mean? He's an absolute kid, so that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's really cool.
So tell me about the first time you met Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, so the first time was actually at the summer camp. we were doing a route running drill, and it was my turn to go. And my high school teammate, who's actually my quarterback, was the quarterback during the drill. So it was actually pretty cool. And then, so I was running a dig route, and I ran the route, and then my quarterback threw the ball. He threw it a little high, so I had to turn around and one hand catch it. And as soon as I did that, Coach Swinney came around the corner on the golf cart. He was like, "Hey, what a catch," and stuff. And he was like, "Hey, I'm Coach Swinney," and stuff. So it was a cool, it was an ironic experience to meet him and stuff. But it was definitely cool. My family and stuff was right there on the sideline, so they all got to talk to him. So it was good.
That's really cool. I mean,
yeah,
like you said, he's not only one of the best coaches in college football, but he seems like a legitimately great guy. He's never
No,
disparaged.
yeah, he's definitely a great guy. He's easy guy to talk to. You can talk to him about anything. And actually, the day I committed, so it was the junior day was the Saturday, and then on Sunday when I told them that I wanted to talk to him, he actually invited us over to his house. So yeah, so he actually, he opened up his house to one of the recruits. So that's a big step. Cool. That's for me showing that he actually cares, and he's actually outgoing and giving. He's not all locked in and personal and super secret. He knows his role, and he likes to share his platform, I guess.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's a really neat story. Just like you said, it's not just about the wins and losses.
To him it's a lot. It's much more than football. Football's just a little piece in his eyes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in recent developments in the past week, we're starting to see that the NCAA might let college players get paid. How does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was really excited because it's going to bring back the NCAA video game. I like playing that, so I'm excited. But yeah, I think that's cool that they're moving forward with that and stuff.
I just think that's a cool thing because let's use Tim Tebow as an example, man. Everyone's rocking the 15 from Florida. And
yeah,
it stinks when you're that kind of icon at that age that what if he blew up his first day of training camp in the NFL and really didn't get a payday?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see these kids.
And that kind of happened to him. He kind of never really did pan out. So imagine all that money he could have had, but no, he doesn't. Which I'm glad they fixed it, because some guys like that will actually benefit off it. Because there's some guys who just have a standout college career and you never hear about them in the pros.
And that's the honest goodness truth. And we're seeing I can't think of the kid's name right off top of my head, but a kid, high recruit for college basketball, was going to UCLA and actually decommitted and ended up playing for the NBA G League because he wanted to get paid.
Yeah, I did see that. That's the nice thing about the NBA is you can come right out of high school. But I think college is a lot of fun, and college football is definitely a lot of fun.
But at the same time, it just some kids, they need that money. You know what I mean? Their mom's working 3-4 jobs, and it's just I think it's important to see that.
Yeah, and that's good for the kid to be able to provide for his family at a young age.
Absolutely. So did you feel any kind of pressure with your dad being a big time, football player playing D1 at Michigan State? Did you feel pressure, or was it almost helping that you got to see and you have a father who's almost like a coach to you, bring you along in the game?
No, yeah, he was very supportive through the recruiting process and stuff. He was always there there was times we talked about if there was a visit when it was kind of awkward or went a weird way, he was always he had an experience to lean back on for me to kind of reassure me and let me know that those things happen and stuff's going to be okay. And so it was nice to have someone that I can fall back on that's already done it before and has been through the process and everything. But yeah, he was very helpful during it, and it was good. But no, he never pressured me to do anything or go to Michigan State or play for Saban or any of that.
That's really
he was
cool.
all supportive.
That's awesome to hear. How hard is it for you being such a physical specimen, being 6'6"? How hard is it for you to keep working on your game and improving your game? Because to be completely honest with you, with your hand-eye coordination, your 6'6" frame, you could coast in high school ball and just absolutely dominate without even trying. How hard is it to not coast on that, but to push yourself because maybe some of those kids that you're playing aren't quite on your level?
No, yeah, exactly. That's that way in high school football for sure. But there's some times where, you could go half speed or 75% and get the job done. But my thing is I don't want to just get the job done. I want to be able to show you what I can do. I feel like I want to show you, like, I want you to know that you went up against me and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
I like to do that. There's a lot of guys who are going D1 from my high school. I think there was 12 guys who signed this signing period. Yeah, so we got a O lineman going to Duke, O lineman going to Ole Miss. But
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we pretty much all push each other, knowing that it's going to be a lot harder at the next level and stuff. So.
And one of the coolest things, like when I was initially reading about you and whatnot, and before I even asked you to be on the show, I'm seeing your frame, you're 6'6", and I'm like, okay, let me check out some of the film on this kid. And with a lot of like these modern day tight ends, they're kind of slot receivers in a way because they're not inline blockers. But man, like I showed some film before you came on. Whew, you got some vicious blocking in there. I like it, man. I like that edge.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing I've been working on from sophomore year to my junior season was blocking because I mean, if you just look at me, I'm kind of a slender, skinnier guy. I'm not like super. So like you wouldn't think I would be able to inline block and stuff, but that's really what I've been trying to add on to my game is to go with the being able to stretch out wide and catch. I want to be able to get on the line of scrimmage and pound some DNs and let them run the ball. So. That's been my big thing.
I love that. And I think that, like, I'm a Steelers fan. And when you look at Heath Miller, he was a really good receiver, but that dude could block. And if you look at, like, the Travis Kelce's and Kittles, like, they can block. Not only they're awesome receivers, but they can do it all.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, the way that the tight end position is evolving towards. It used to be, like, just hard-nosed extra linemen. Now you kind of starting to see that tight ends can stretch out and blow the top off in the pass game as well as get on the line and block. So I like being a tight end. It's kind of fun to be like something different that's not like it's out of the ordinary, but yeah, I like it.
Now, was there any like receivers or tight ends that you grew up idolizing?
Gronk would probably be my favorite tight end, but yeah, that's kind of the guy I have in my head that I want to be like. So just
pretty good example.
Yeah, Gronk's a beast, and I'm excited he's coming back this year.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be cool.
Yeah, no, they'll probably win the Super Bowl.
Well, what are you doing right now for training with the whole coronavirus thing going on? How are you staying in shape and staying your skills sharp?
Yeah, so my personal trainer has a garage with like a bunch of like weight room stuff in it. So we just go over there and lift like 3 times a week. And then the other days of the week we do like conditioning stuff and stretching. So I've been trying to stay on top of it as much as I can because if I take advantage of this time while everybody has the opportunity to like work out and stuff, but some people, if they don't take it, then they'll fall behind. So I'm trying to just get myself as much ahead of the game as I can, especially since I'm graduating early in December. So that's coming up soon. So I'm trying to just get myself prepared for that.
No, and that's so cool to hear that, like, you sound so hungry. Like, instead of being complacent with going, yeah, I'm going to quite possibly the best college football team in the world right now. You're going, I need to get better. I love to hear that.
Yeah, because, I mean, I even, like, when I go to camps and stuff, and when people tell me, like, my recruiting rankings and stuff, sometimes it doesn't even feel real. I just feel like I'm like the worst player there. Like everybody's better than me and stuff. So I always just try and work hard to try and help show people that who I am.
What do you want out of football? Are you going to take get the free education with going to Clemson? I'm sure you want to make it to the NFL. How do you want your football career to end? In 30 years, when people look back, what do you want them to say about you?
Yeah. My dream would be to play, 15 years in the NFL, but sometimes God's plan doesn't work out. So I'm going to Clemson, like you said. So they have good academics and stuff. So I'm excited to go there and use football to get a free education and build relationships with Clemson has this thing called Paul Journey. And it's like they build you like connections to like businesses and stuff. And they help you like in the real world. So like it'll be really helpful for that.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then just keep on like playing as long as I can. And my dad, when he played in college, he said, like he for his job now, he runs a company called American Physician Partners, and he said that a some of the principles that Coach Perlis and Coach Saban taught him in college, he applies to his job today, teaching his colleagues and stuff. So just learn brotherhood, teamwork, stuff like that. Just use those skills for the rest of my life is what I'm hoping to do.
And that's really cool because I feel like what a lot of people don't realize, like people that don't like sports are like, it's just a stupid game. And I get what they're saying to a certain point, but
yeah, but no, it's a lot. It's
more.
Much bigger than just the team, the family field, the working hard, the don't quit. All that is much bigger than first and second down and stuff like that, I would say.
Absolutely, I love it. All right, so let's have some fun. I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions.
All right.
Okay, so your favorite sport that isn't football?
Basketball.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
Like NBA?
Yeah.
Lakers.
Lakers. Okay, so you're a LeBron fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we've been watching the Last Dance documentary too. I never saw Jordan play, so it's actually cool to watch.
It's so good, man.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I was born in 91, so like I was too young to like enjoy, Jordan peak. So I got to watch Jordan for like the Wizards, but like I never
it's
really thoroughly got to enjoy.
Yeah. That's cool for me to look back and see what like the bad boys from Detroit and stuff. I've never seen like basketball nowadays is nothing like that. So it's cool.
What's your favorite pro football team?
The Titans.
Titans, okay. They had a big year, man. Derrick Henry's a
Derrick.
Gronk or Tony Gonzalez?
Gronk.
Travis Kelce or George Kittle?
Kittle. I actually texted Kittle the other day, and he said, or me and him are doing a workout together as soon as quarantine's over. Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Dude, that's because
he said he lives in Nashville in the off season, so that's like 10 minutes from my house. So I'm excited.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
If you could travel to one place, where would you go?
Oh, Dubai.
Okay.
I've never been.
What's that?
I said I've never been, so cool. And I've seen it in like movies and stuff, and it looks pretty cool.
Do you have any hidden talents?
No, I can't sing or anything.
What's your favorite type of music?
Hip hop music.
Who's your favorite artist?
Youngboy.
Youngboy, okay.
Yeah.
And who is the greatest sports podcast host of all time?
This one.
Woo! So that's about it. As far as the questions I have, I really do appreciate you coming on. You're a really cool guy when we were talking, off the air. You're just a down to earth guy. I love how motivated you are. I really do think big things are going to come to, start going your way. And I fully expect to see you in a handful of years on Sundays, man.
Thank you.
It is no problem at all. I will see you guys next time.